we go now. The farmers are complaining that they can't get American workers to work their crops. Duh.
So Texas farms don't have no workers? I like salad, y'all. I mean, what we gonna do? I'm not going out there. Y'all should have left them folks alone. Now look at us. We already overweight, out of shape, high blood pressure. Now we ain't got no vegetables. I am just waiting on MAGA to report to the fields. It's your turn.
It's Joe from Georgia. So this is news out of Texas. But folks, these are alarm bells ringing for the entire United States. And our government is not listening. Overnight, multiple farms in the state of Texas completely shut down. And the reason for this shutdown was because they have lost almost 100% of their workforce. Now, we know this is the result of the immigration raids and stricter enforcement, but the ripple effect is going to be felt all the way across this country. Now, you've got crops that are rotting in the fields. You have livestock that is not being attended to at all, and that takes a lot of personnel. And we're talking, so now we're getting every area of food to include meat. And the communities that surround these farms, those businesses and those people who depend on the income from these farms, it's creating disasters for small communities in Texas. Now, this is not stopping at Texas farms. This is going to end up all the way across America, especially in the breadbasket, the middle of the nation, because they have tons of immigrant help. But folks, the alarm bells are ringing. Your food on your plate is being affected. So you got to think about it. It won't be soon until either prices go ridiculously high or you just won't have any food to buy.
Yo, what's up fam? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video where it's wild one. Yes, so I came across this clip that's been circulating heavily online. Texas farmers, mostly white, are literally pleading with black Americans for help. And trust me, the internet is not having it. Now, I had to watch this a couple of times to really take it in. And you already know we are gonna break this down piece by piece. The message, the tone, the history, all of it. Yes, guys, I'm here to react to this fact that the controversial and emotional plea from Texas farmers asking black Americans for help. But what are the responses? They are not what you'd expect. Are these farmers genuine, or is there more to the story? Join the conversation as we break down the message, the history, and the reactions that are setting the internet on fire. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the button so you don't miss the future reactions in deep dives. Let's get into this. I'll be back.
But here we go now. The farmers are complaining that they can't get American workers to work their crops. Duh. You think American people gonna go out there in that hot sun for pennies? Get the fuck out of here.
No more Hispanic workers on his job site, so they called him in.
Not y'all melting. You all are like disintegrating into the rooftops and cement.
That's fine. We're just gonna burn the fucking crops. Let everybody starve.
Gary Spencer turned to unemployed Americans, but says after 2 weeks, most couldn't cope.
The farmer says, start over here and end over here. And that was the extent of their instructions.
So now that I have fallen down this rabbit hole, I just jumped onto Twitter's. And I got an alt Twitter where I pretend to be a MAGA guy. And I saw a live. And I am not kidding you. This dude, all these dudes, these farmer dudes in there These farm owner dudes are saying, well, we thought the blacks would come back and do the jobs because they don't have jobs.
Now you gotta be kidding me. Do they think we really looking for farm work? Do they not know that we are educated and we got degrees? And being a farm worker ain't even in the jobs categories that we be looking for. They really don't know how educated some of us are. They don't know how many degrees a lot of us have.
So let me get this right. Y'all about to come from inside of y'all's gated communities to do this.
Oh yeah, you can see the farmers. Yeah, their farms are struggling and they can't get the support they need. So now they're turning to Black America. That's interesting. My first question is, why now? Where was this energy when Black farmers were screaming for help for decades and they were ignored? Yeah, so they're talking about unity, community, and shared struggle. I hear the words, but it feels performative, like you just discovered injustice when it started affecting you. That is not solidarity. That's desperation. Yes. So now this is where it gets deep. Some of them are actually acknowledging historical wrongs, which, okay, cool, awareness is a start. But accountability and action, that's a whole different conversation. Guys, let's get into these remaining clips, then I'll be back.
We're here. We are here at the FAFO stage. This is really bad. And if you appreciate my content, please engage with this video. I'm just going to read this to you. Multiple Texas farms shut down after almost 100% of workforce vanishes overnight. In a stunningly swift overnight change, some Texas farm operations had to shut down after losing virtually all of their workforce, an exodus triggered by the increase in immigration raids and increased enforcement. The ripple effects of these raids are the gift that keeps on giving and will be felt nationwide. Unpicked crops are now left unharvested. Livestock were left untended, and rural economies are on edge. The story isn't just a tale of woe for Texas farms. It's a warning for American agribusiness, food prices, and communities that keep food on our plates. I need you to share this with every Republican you know. And you don't even need to wait for their response. They just need to know what's happening. And this is part of my line of work. I deal with commercial farmers, including these small farmers, as clients, and I cannot tell you how this is the beginning of the complete collapse of our economy under this Project 2025 administration that doesn't know what they're doing. You talk about the immediate shuttering of farms, because this is actually what's happening with the food, with the harvests that are lying there completely rotting. That is a loss of food to local food distributors, local grocery stores, local restaurants, hospitals. They sell their harvests, all sorts of vegetables, to businesses within the state of Texas. This is where you can go into your local grocery store and now you're going to see hardly any vegetables or fruit, depending on what they're growing, or a shortage of meat. This is what's going to happen. Now, all of the other industries that support farming, you've got local pesticide, herbicide, fertilizer suppliers that are just, their sales are going to plummet. These farmers aren't going to be purchasing that. You've got H-2A workers who are now gone, migrant workers who are now gone. They were paying taxes. Even if they didn't have social security numbers, they were given tax numbers, tax ID numbers. So now you got millions of dollars just poof, gone overnight from these Texas communities. You've got trucking companies that are hired to haul the produce from the farms to the packaging plants. You've got packaging plants who wash the vegetables, grade the vegetables, pack the vegetables, whose sales are going to plummet. Now you're going to have other industries who don't employ either migrant workers or H2A workers who are going to have layoffs. This is all under Republican leadership, not just from the White House, but from the Republicans that were elected in the state of Texas. And if you think this is going to stop at Texas, you've got another thing coming. And you want to know which farms are going to be impacted further down the road? They're going to be safe for now. There's a small percentage of farmers who are actually Democrats. And they understand how important it is to protect their employees, take care of their employees. Those employees who feel safe will keep showing up for work because they know the owners have their backs, which says something about these other farms where the employees are like, I'm too scared to show up. Let me add this final thing. This is going to impact farmers. They're at risk of going out of business. Who's going to jump in? The federal government to compensate them with our tax dollars. So now our tax dollars is going to be used to cover the bullshit leadership of this administration on top of the overwhelming increasing tax dollars being used by this administration to scare, to deport, to imprison people with brown skin. Like, our tax dollars are not helping everyday Americans at all. And this is just the beginning under Republican leadership.
So my wife was having a conversation with a family member who happens to be married to a farmer, and the family member was talking about how they recently had lost a number of workers due to deportations and how that was going to affect them, that work on the farm wasn't going to get done, that they might not produce as much milk or as much grains as they normally would because they wouldn't have the workers to get this done. And once again, it shows that, one, Trump supporters, as these individuals are, don't care about the people. They care about only things when they affect themselves. They only care when it's going to affect the money that they make, or in this case, that they're actually going to have to go out and do what farmers should be doing, which is working in their fields, working in their barns. They didn't care that the people are deported. They care that they might lose some money and that they're going to have to actually work for a little bit of time. They don't care about the people. And it's another one of those we told you so moments.
Best thing that MAGA can do at this point is go on and tell us that they f***ed up and jump sides and help us get that motherfucker out of the White House.
Well, thanks to the big orange gremlin looking motherfucker, multiple farms in Texas just shut down overnight. Why? Because ICE raids made nearly 100% of the workforce completely vanish. People ran, got detained, or flat out got scared to death and never came back. Dairy farms are in panic mode right now. Cows gotta be milked every 8 hours. And guess what? Nobody's showing up to milk these f***ers, folks. This isn't some Texas problem either. This is happening across the entire nation. ICE isn't just out here enforcing some bullshit laws. They are actively crippling our food systems with fear and chaos. You want to talk about consequences? This ain't just about politics anymore, y'all. It's about what's on your table, what's in your fridge, or what's about to be missing from your store. These Nimrods aren't saving America. They're starving it.
White farmers have been like complaining like, where are all the black people? Because see, they really didn't care that them apparently they didn't care that ICE was coming and picking up their workers, because they were of the thought that black people would come and take their place and work for a lower wage. So, you know, you got, oh, you can't have razor bumps in the military. Oh, you can't they couldn't Job Corps, they couldn't benefits, Medicaid, Medicare, because the assumption is that these programs that the government funds, only black people participate in them. So if we cut all of these out, they'll be forced to come back to the fields. Much like back when black women decided not to work, they made it a law that if any black woman wasn't working, they would go to jail. So white women wouldn't have to work. And so now they're shocked, like, we've taken all these things from black people. Why aren't they in the fields? And it's mighty funny how when all of the jobs were being cut and lost, the main demographic who suffered were black women. Over 100,000 jobs of black women were lost because you figured, oh, if we get them out of there, they'll be forced to go into the fields. So you got rid of the DEI, thinking that we were DIE when we got out there. This is what happens when y'all be in black people business and you don't understand it. Because if we did to you the same thing you're doing to us, you would falter and crumble. Because you can't understand any culture outside of yourself, you don't understand that in our culture is embedded making a way out of no way. You don't know anything about that. You don't understand African American vernacular. When we say like get active or get in the field, you took it literally. We're not going out there. That food is gonna rot. We know what to do.
Thank you so much guys for being with me throughout the video. We have come to the conclusion of this video and we got a lot of comments online about this situation. Yeah, and we people are not playing around. A lot of black folks are basically saying that you all built a system that locked us out and now you want a hand up from us after centuries of being left out in the cold. And honestly, I get it. Yeah. So this whole situation is complicated. On one hand, yes, farming is hard and people are struggling. I'm never gonna downplay that. But on the other hand, it's a little hard to summon sympathy when some of the very systems these farmers benefited from intentionally excluded black communities for generations. And now that is the system. And now that the system is collapsing, you are asking the very people who are marginalized by it to help save it. Man, that's a very tough task. Yeah, so just for some quick history here, black farmers lost over 90% of their land during the 20th century due to racism, due to discrimination in federal loan programs, and also flat out land theft. Even today, black farmers make up less than 2% of the farming population. So when people say the response is cold, it's not just about being mean. It's about years of pain coming to the surface. Yes, and at the end of the day, I'm not here to tell you all how to feel, but I do think it's important to question why these pleas are coming now and what people are really asking for. If you want true unity, it has to come with real understanding. It has to come with real reparations and real effort to dismantle the systems that got us here, not just a last-minute call for help when things get tough. Anyway, guys, I want to know what you all think. Do you feel like the farmers are being genuine, or is this just another case of folks crying out when the tables turn? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it respectful, but let's talk about it. Guys, of course, all credit belongs to the original creators of this video, and this video is meant for educational and commentary purposes. If you like this video, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to see it, and subscribe if you are new. I'll catch you all in the next one. Stay real, stay critical. Peace always be with you. Thank you so much and have a nice time.